And a very good evening to you. Welcome to considerably warm than the last couple of days National Aquatic Centre in Dublin. It really is very, very warm in here today, but the temperature has picked up outside, which is a good sign. So spring is sprung in Dublin. I'm John Kenny from RTE, alongside Nicholas Quinn, the Rio Olympian, bringing you coverage of this third day of finals here at the NAC, and the pool looking absolutely resplendent. This will be the venue for the European Under-23 Championships, the inaugural one, which is coming up later on this summer in August of this year. So great venue and some fantastic swims we've had today, and a little bit of controversy which we'll talk about in a few moments. This is the lineup then for our first event, the 400 metres individual medley. This is the junior final. We'll follow that on then with the A final. Bit of talk about that this morning as well. Then we got a series of short, sharp finals, the 50 breaststroke for men. Oisin Cook is the fastest qualifier into the A final. We got a junior final and a B final as well. Then the women's blue ribbon, the 100 freestyle. What a stacked final that is. Vicky Caddison, Erin Reardon, Danielle Hill, and Grace Davidson, who's going to be competing in the 400 IM final. She may have a crack at the junior Irish record, which stands a long-standing one as well too, to Sharika McMahon, 57.06. Quickly run through the rest of them then. We got the 100 butterfly, Shane Ryan competing in that, is the fastest qualifier. Max McCusker as well, 50 breaststroke, 800 free for women, and then we wrap it up with the 50 meters butterfly. That's all to come on a packed program here today on day 3, as we start with the junior final. The women's 400 metres individual medley, and Saoirse Dorgan goes in 0 for ESB, the 17-year-old. Georgina Walker in 1, Lucy O'Brien in 2, Clara Doherty is in 3, then Michelle O'Shea in 4, Eva Bailey and Eva Walsh alongside each other, New Ross and Temple Oak respectively, Brianna Chamberlain of Cookstown, then it's Shauna Murphy and Emily Edgar out in lane number 9. Now, we know this, Nick, of course, as well, because it's a 400 IM. Things can change quite a lot during this race, and at the first 50 split, it's Eva Bailey of New Ross in lane number 5 who leads them through in 32.02.
Yeah, absolutely. Strong start from Eva Bailey, the New Ross swimmer. But as you said, John, this 400 IM is such a tactical race. Each of these swimmers will have their own strengths and weaknesses. You can obviously see clearly here that Eva's taken this fly out strong, but the back and the breast, those middle 200 of this 400 IM is really where the race is won and lost. There's a good chance you'll see the lead change. You'll have a strong back roller or a strong breaststroker can eat up the ground very quickly over 100 metres. So it'll be interesting to see as they go through this first 100 what the back and breaststrokes of each of these swimmers is like.
100 metres down, it's 70.55 lead for Eva Bailey. Out in lane 1, Georgina Walker, obviously a good butterflyer, but they're onto the backstroke now, and then they go to breaststroke and then freestyle. It's usually breaststroke which sorts these people out, isn't it? Because you find that the breaststroke is the one maybe weak link that some would have in this particular discipline.
Yeah, I think it's because breaststroke is the slowest stroke of the 4 strokes, so there's the biggest difference. There's the biggest chance for, if you are a good breaststroker, to make up the ground. That was definitely me when I swam a 400 IM. My whole tactic was to get through the first 200 metres and be within touching distance of the rest of the field, because I knew I could take a second, 2 seconds per 50 on a bad breaststroker. And there's nothing worse than being in the lead and knowing that a breaststroker is coming for you on that third 100. So the breaststroke really does separate it out. Once you get to the senior international level, though, to be a world-class 400 IMer, you have to be solid at all strokes. And you can see that Ellen Walsh, I know she's not swimming the final in the A final after this, but she was entered in the 100 breaststroke. She swims the 200 breaststroke. Despite predominantly being a fly swimmer, she works on all 4 strokes so that she doesn't have a weakness and can compete internationally in these IM events.
Halfway mark then. Bailey leads. Chamberlain in second now has come through from lane 7. Georgina Walker's just dropped off a little bit from that, and she's lost third place to Lucy O'Brien from Limerick. So here is the breaststroke leg, and well, normally you'd see in the centre lanes this arrowhead, because the slower swimmers are seated on the outside lanes and the faster ones in the middle. So you would think that Eva Bailey should have enough in hand to go on and win this, but Michelle O'Shea of Dolphin in the blue, or the yellow cap centre of your shot there, is the fastest qualifier. So this race is not done and dusted yet.
Absolutely not. Michelle O'Shea was a little bit behind the rest of the field, or behind Eva Bailey after the back row leg, but in this 50 breaststroke she's really eaten into that lead. It'll be interesting to see what the difference between their splits are. So Eva split a 47.7 there, and Michelle O'Shea split a 44.8. That's a 3-second difference in 150 alone. That's how quickly a lead can change in a 400 IM, and expect Michelle O'Shea to pull away on this second 50 of the breaststroke, and then see who's got the most left on the freestyle.
It's a good race, this is front two, and then there's third place Lucy O'Brien just out of shot there you can see her just the bottom of your picture there, very high bob stroke, but it's pretty close between these front three. Now it's all going to go down to the freestyle leg, and in fairness to Eva Bailey, she's hanging on in there. She was 2 seconds slower than Michelle O'Shea this morning after the heat, so done really well. Actually all three together, look at that, nothing in it. And then Lucy O'Brien has just nicked the lead at the 300 mark. Then Eva Bailey, and O'Shea is in third, but it's all about the freestyle now.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a really good race on this freestyle leg. You've got the three swimmers. You've got Eva Bailey, who led from the start in the fly. The two girls, Michelle O'Shea and the Limerick swimmer Lucy O'Brien, caught her on the breaststroke, but it looks like Eva Bailey's pulling away with about just over 50 metres to go on this 400 IM.
Yeah, she's done well here. O'Shea starting to drop off. Bailey's kept it going. Good breaststroke leg from her. She's not her strong suit, obviously. We saw that because the swimmer beside her, O'Shea, is obviously a better breaststroker, but she's starting to pull away now. Michelle O'Shea from Dolphin on her way to claiming a national title. This open meet in the junior category for swimmers under 17 years of age, 17 and younger. Irish junior records are blisteringly fast, 4:40.88. They won't get anywhere near that. In fact, they're way outside that at this particular juncture. But a good victory as well from Eva Bailey, and that's a terrific swim from lane 2 as well. That was Lucy O'Brien from Limerick, who was with the front two at the 100 metre to go mark. Yeah, she looks very happy with that. Brilliant stuff from Eva Bailey. There's a slight miscalculation on our final chart there. So Eva Bailey wins it, then O'Brien, then Michelle O'Shea. Very impressive swim though from Lucy O'Brien.
Yeah, really impressive swim there from Lucy O'Brien. She was entered in a prelim swim of 5:28, so taking almost 10 seconds off your heat swim in a 400 IM is an impressive swim. And the same with Eva Bailey. She was but she swam a 5:23 this morning. To drop that to a 5:15 is really strong. She took the race out hard on that fly back row leg. Lucy O'Brien and Michelle O'Shea caught her on the breaststroke, but she still had enough in her legs. Really impressive on the last 50 there. She had a strong 6-beat kick that was driving her all the way home on that last 50. So really strong swimming for the New Ross, the 16-year-old from New Ross actually.
And if you're wondering why Saoirse Dorgan's name popped up there in front, is because she was disqualified, so her time doesn't count. So the winner, well done to her, is Eva Bailey from New Ross, which brings us nicely on then to the senior final now. Ellen Walsh was expected to go for Michelle Smith's long-standing Irish record for the 400 metres individual medley in tonight's final, or go under the consideration time for the World Championships in this particular event. However, the Temple Oaks winner was disqualified during the heats, missing the final. Walsh then did an individual time trial, recording a time of 4 minutes 43.16 seconds. It's 4 seconds off Smith's time, but just outside the world qualification time by around a tenth of a second. However, as Walsh has already registered a time in the 100 flying, there's unlikely to be anybody else ahead of her with an A time from an Irish point of view. She probably will, in fact she will swim the 400 IM in Fukuoka in Japan later on this summer. So a bit of controversy this morning. Apparently missed a turn and was disqualified, but it takes a lot of commitment, doesn't it, really, to have swum that race, because you wouldn't know she was disqualified until after the race itself. Then to go on to that time trial and just miss out on that world qualification time. Yeah,
absolutely. 400 IM is a grueling event. To do it and then to come back at the end of the session and do a time trial, it's tough enough doing two 400 IMs, one in the morning and one in the evening. Never mind doing two 400 IMs back-to-back almost in the morning. So shows a lot of determination from Ellen to go 4:43. She swam at Edinburgh International 3 weeks ago and went 4:41, which was in a final in a really good race. So to go 4:43 an hour or an hour and a half after already swimming a 400 IM heat is really impressive. Personally, I'm a bit disappointed. I would have loved to have seen her race tonight. I thought she had a really good chance of getting under that Irish senior record, and it'd be great to see that come off the boards, but hopefully we'll see that in the summer. We know she's in good form. That Irish senior record on the 100 fly on day one. She swam the 100 breaststroke yesterday and had a strong swim, so she's clearly in form. She has the 200 IM coming up and then still in this meet, so we're looking forward to see what she can do in that.
We have plenty of Irish Olympians to come as well today. That final of the women's 100 free should be a heck of a race. Davidson, Catterson, Reardon and Danielle Hill, the Olympian. Also got the 100 meter butterfly. Shane Ryan is back. He had a surgery on his shoulder. Things seem to be right again with Shane Ryan because he won the 50 back earlier this week. He's the fastest qualifier. Jack Casson broke the Irish men's 400 metres individual medley, and Max McCusker's won 2 gold medals here as well. He's competing alongside Ryan, so that could be an interesting final as well, the 2 lengths of the pool. 50 metres breaststroke, Mona McSharry looking for her second victory of the week, smashed the Irish record yesterday in the 100. She's the fastest qualifier and should win that by a street. Irish senior record is hers as well, 50.56. I wonder can she pop underneath that. 800 free, and then the last event is the 50 butterfly, where Danielle Hill is the fastest qualifier. A busy program for the Larne swimmer. There's your lineup then for the 400 metres individual medley. This is the A final, and it's Megan Jones in 0 from Portmarnock, the 17-year-old. Poppy Matthias of Swim Belfast, 17 years of age as well. Then Burrows Austin, or Austin Burrows I should say, from Larne. Then it's Madison Emnitz from Guildford, one of our visiting swimmers. Grace Davison, fastest qualifier by quite a considerable distance actually, 4:53.83 this morning. Then it's Hannah McCabrey, Hannah O'Connor from Limerick, Niamh Connery from Shark, Ciara Aiken of Ards, and Heather Fain out in lane 9 for Dolphin. It's 8 lengths in the pool, all 4 strokes involved in this. So, as you said, in the junior final, things could change quite dramatically throughout this race.
Yeah, and Hannah McCarberry in lane 5 is starting out really strong in this fly leg. 400 IM, as I said, it's a grueling event. You do not want to be touching the wall at 100 metres and already feeling the pain, because that's a painful 300 metres to come if that's the case. So hopefully Hannah has paced this well. We know that Grace Davison is the fastest qualifier by 25 seconds on this heat swim, but maybe Hannah was saving and taking her foot off the pedal and has something in the bag this evening. But we know Grace Davison has freestyle pedigree. She's in the 100 freestyle final later. She's already broke the Irish junior record in the 50 freestyle, so swimming a 400 IM and a 50 freestyle, she's obviously a versatile swimmer, the Ards swimmer. So let's see what she can do here. Can she catch Hannah on this back row leg?
This women's 400 IM, if you look at the swimmers at the top of the pile in terms of the meet record, the Irish junior record, the Irish senior record as well, the Iron Lady herself, Katinka Husu, swam in this particular event in 2013 and registered a time of 4:38.67. That was inside Michelle Smith de Bruin's Irish senior record, which she set in Atlanta, of a 4:39.18. And Grania Murphy, the great Grania Murphy, back in 2009 at the European Swimming Championships in Hungary, swam 4:40.88. So that's the junior record. So there's very little between them over the space of 400 metres. But we're concentrating now on this, the backstroke. Onto the breaststroke, they'll come in a second. Grace Davidson, she's got our heat time this morning of 4:53, and there's nothing to touch her. Like, she's a good 20 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. But of course, the rest of the field, bar Hannah McCabrey, are generally, in fact, all of them, besides herself and Hannah O'Connor, all junior swimmers.
Yeah, all junior swimmers. And you're talking about the Iron Lady, Katinka Husu. The 400 IM record, world record, has just been broken by another junior swimmer, Summer McIntosh, the Canadian. Literally broke it this week at Canadian Trials in Ontario, going 4:25, taking a half a second off.
4:25.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez, That is some drop.
We talk about the Irish senior record. For the men yesterday was a 4:22, and Summer McIntosh, the 16-year-old from Canada, went 4:25. Incredible talent. She's had an amazing 2 years since the Tokyo Olympics, and it just went from strength to strength. So she's going to be one to watch at the World Championships in Fukuoka this summer, having already broken a world record this week. So really impressive. But in this race, Hannah McCabery is holding on really well. She's going to drop considerable time from her heat swim at this race, so it'll be interesting to see if Grace Davison can catch her.
She still leads, but you're right. Hannah McCabery of Lurgan is at least keeping her honest, but she's 2 body lengths down, quite considerably closer than thought she would be after the heats this morning. This nice long languid style of our leader as she hits the wall now. Those red markers signify 5 meters to go. And we're on to the freestyle leg, and there should be a chance for Grace Davison to pull well ahead of Hannah McCabery. In fact, McCabery's breaststroke there was quicker than our leader, so she's going very well. Actually, we must mention lane down below us as well, Megan Jones, just out of shot. Megan Jones is in contention for a bronze medal, so those in the middle lanes won't see her out in lane 0, the girl from Portmarnock.
It looks like Grace Davison has really controlled that first 50 of this last freestyle leg, so it'll be interesting to see if she goes to her legs at this stage or if she is trying to save herself a little bit for the 100 freestyle, which is coming to later. She looks very controlled in this 50 free on this last length.
Well, look at McCabery. She's eating up the water alongside her. Well, we were riding off the rest of the field, but the Lurgan swimmer, the 18-year-old, is getting alongside her, and right alongside us on the right-hand side, you can't see them in shot, is her teammates and coaches, and they're trying to scream her home. She'll see her now, but Grace Davison puts her head down and wins in the end. That was a great finish from Davison. She'd have been aware of McCabery coming up alongside her, but that's a terrific swim. 5:09.20. She must have smashed her personal best by a huge distance there, about 10 seconds, but Davison won it. Nice to see the two of them chatting away at the end of it, and Madison Emnick got up to take 3rd place. But that was a good battle, and an unexpected battle at the front too.
Yeah, interesting tactics from Grace Davison there. She went 4:53 this morning and just went 5:08 there, so obviously wasn't given the race 100%, considering that the 100 freestyle is later, but I suppose it's hard to turn down the opportunity to win an Irish Open Championship, so maybe that was the goal as opposed to the time there. She looked really controlled on that 75 metres of the freestyle, and then when Hannah McCabery pulled up close to her, she just went to the legs and pulled away for the last 15 metres, went straight arm freestyle at the end of a 400 IM. It's not easy to do, so a good win there from Grace Davison, if not maybe the fastest time for her.
Good victory, all right. It's way outside what she swam this morning, which is below the 5-minute mark, but she'd have been in control of the race all the way through, so just trying to win the title was the most important thing from her. Maybe played a bit of possum or something, I don't know, but Hannah McCabery got very close to her. As we move on now to our next event, the 50 breaststroke for men, and we got 3 finals here. The B final first, then our junior final, and that'll be followed by our A final. Some of the big names aren't involved here, like Simone Corby and Dara Green not involved, but it gives a chance for Oisin Cook to perhaps win an open title, the 22-year-old from Tuam, who's the fastest qualifier into our A final.
Yeah, absolutely. Oisin has been involved in a lot of battles with Dara and Owen over, well, in the 100 at the start of this meet, but over the last couple of years as well. So Dara didn't swim the heat this morning. He decided he's got the focus on the 200 tomorrow, whereas Owen swam the heat this morning, but he swam it as opening 50 of a 200. He was 14 strokes, going 29.4, which bodes really well for the 200, but his focus is on that tomorrow as opposed to 50, so it really gives Oisin a chance to win an Irish title here, which would be great for the 22-year-olds. He's representing Tuam, but he's based over in Edinburgh, training out of the university program over there.
So our attention turns from the left-hand side of the pool to the right, and down at the far end, these are our B finalists. I think lane 9 is absent. Yes, lane 9 is absent, so it's just the 9 swimmers. This Lightchuck, McLeod, Maguire, Maher, Van de Beek, Naughton, Curley, Foley, Davey, and Isley. Isley's not swimming out in lane number 9. So, right across the pool, 25 metres to go. The man in the green cap, Cian Foley of New Ross, has the lead. It's a B final this, but the middle lanes will start to come through now. You would think lane 4, Jake Van de Beek from Galway, 2 Galway swimmers side by side, but I think lane 6 going to get this. Yeah, Patrick Curley from Trojan keeps it. Cian Foley died on the last couple of metres there. Ben Naughton came past him, and third place was Anthony Maher Van Beek. Missed out on a medal.
Strong race there from Patrick. I was watching their starts and their pullouts. He was the last to surface, but he got the most distance. He was really, really strong underwater. He popped up into a stroke and was really efficient. He had a really, really strong head drive, was getting into that streamlined position. In the 50 breaststroke, it's all about getting that tempo up, but you still have to hit that streamlined body position. And the best example of that is Adam Peaty. When he swims that 50 breaststroke, he has thrown his head into the water. I sometimes look at him, think his face must be sore because it's slapping off the water so hard. But he gets into that really good body position, even if it's only for a fraction of a second before starting his next stroke. And Patrick did a good job of that there to take the win from for the Trojan swimmer.
Yeah, it was faster than his heat time this morning, so progression for him. Of course, mentioned he missed out on the medal. None of them missed out on the medal because it was a B final. It's a consolation as we move on to a junior, and there is medals for this. The Open Heat 2 junior final. It's Ricky Fain of Dolphin in 0. Then it's Lorcan Cowgill of Banbridge in 1. Ryan McGinley in 2. Zachary Black 3 from Lurgan. Ben Cardwell of Ards. Then Dara Hughes, Senan Harvey of Mallow Swans making a junior final. That's good to see some of the smaller clubs here. Larne, who certainly are not. Charlie Morris in 7. Then it's Ryan Ates of Dolphin, and Claire Morris represented by Luke Woolley out in lane number 9. That's your junior final.
So it should be a good final this. Only one of the swimmers, Ben Cardwell from Ards, was sub 30 or sub 31 this morning. So some of those other swimmers like Zach Black and Dara Hughes and Sean Harvey will be looking to get under that 31 seconds as well, while Ben himself will be looking to improve in his time this morning. But off this start, I'll be looking to see who's going the furthest underwater or who's surfacing. And it's so important on a 50 breaststroke that within 2 strokes you're already into your rhythm and you're catching water. If you start spinning at the start, it's very, very hard to correct it in a 50 breaststroke. You just don't have time. You have to get into your rhythm really quickly and then hold it as best you can throughout the race.
Nick is a man who knows his breaststroke. Olympian, watching on as we have a look at this junior final. Now this A final and the seniors are coming up very shortly, and then we'll have that women's blue ribbon, the 100 meters freestyle, B junior and A final there as well. It could be the race of the night. 4 in contention for the gold, and maybe a junior record might go as well. Just the one length of the pool then. Men's 50 breaststroke. Junior final. Where they go the first time of asking. There's no recall in swimming anymore. If you're off the blocks early, you will be DQ'd at the end of the race. So off they go. Good start in lane 2 for Ryan McGinley. Off the blocks at a good time. The man from the NAC. Swimming here in his local pool. Centre lanes are coming too strongly though. Ben Cardwell. Lane number 4. He's got a slight lead, the man in the black cap, you can see there in the centre lane, pushing on strongly. That last 5 metres should have enough. Yeah, good win. Then Cardwell, 30.61 for Ben Cardwell, quicker than his heat time this morning. The 18-year-old from Ards, ahead of Zachary Black in second place, and then Senan Harvey in third.
Strong swim from Ben, he looks happy there. A little bit of a flex there after going 30.6, which is 0.1 quicker, or 0.3 quicker than he went this morning. He didn't have the best start of the field, but he really powered through from 25 metres onwards. He swam through the rest of the boys either side of him. Nice finish, head down, hit the wall well there. So strong swimmer for Ben there from Ards.
Just seemed to check himself about 3 or 4 metres to go, put in a long glide, maybe just to check himself to make sure that he would get the finish right on the extension as well. So That's what they do at times, don't they, as well? Just try and check yourself to see to get the right striding in, because you're counting your strokes as you go along, as you know yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to be either have a chop stroke or a glide at the finish. If
you could lose finals in that.
Absolutely. We saw it. Look at that. Michael Phelps, Cavendish, 100 fly in Beijing, the most famous example of that. What you really want to do is about 7 meters out, see the wall, and make your adjustment then. So if you're making an adjustment with a few strokes to go, you're able to do it more subtly than literally either gliding or chop stroking. It's nothing worse than finishing on your face in a 50. That's never mind between winning and silver. That's between winning and not winning a medal at all.
That's good experience for him. He's only 18 years of age, Ben Cardwell, but he's obviously technically has got the nuance about how to swim a breaststrokes. I just saw him put in that little extra glide, and then he finished it with those two extensions into the wall, and that gave him enough momentum to win the race and to see off his fellow competitors. So that's the junior and the B final down now, as we move it on to the A final as well. As they come down from the left-hand side, as we're looking at, from the call room, they'll stride down towards the right-hand side of the pool as we're looking at it, and there's your lineup. Benji Cummins of Arts in 0. It's Paul Cox in 1 from Lisburn. Then it's Eddie Kennedy in lane 2 from Galway. Liam O'Connor from Terranure goes in 3. Oisin Cook, fastest qualifier from Tune, the oldest swimmer in the race in 22. Sub 30 seconds this morning. Dermot Sutton from Limerick is in 5. Lachlan Reid of Bangor is in 6. Cody Dunyan alongside Zach Moyo from Swim Belfast, and Daniel Mulholland out in lane number 9. Irish record stands to Dara Green. Very impressive time, that 26.94. 27.76 is the junior record held by Owen Corby, and the meet record is 27.4 back in 2019 held by Dara Green. That might go.
Yeah, they're all impressive Irish records there. The 26.9 for Dara is a really, really strong. It's a world-class time. That got him a second swim at the World Championships that year. And then 27.7 for Owen when he was a junior is also really strong. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Oisin can do in this. I trained with Oisin for a while in Edinburgh, and I was always impressed with his change of pace ability. His ability to swim either really efficiently, he also has an ability to swim technically well at high rate. So if he hits that sweet spot there tonight, look for him to go sub 29 on this 50 breaststroke, which would set him up really well for the 200 tomorrow. It'll be a nice confidence boost off the back of the 100 on day 1, because the 200 is probably his main event. And then the two other boys, Dara and Owen, will be back for that, so it should be a great race in the 200. But it's a good chance here for Oisin to win an Irish title and swim sub 29.
The swimmer is being introduced by our PA announcer, coming from outside in, as they would do in normal international meets. So they start in far lane and then closest, and then move into the middle, where we have our fastest qualifier, which is Oisin Cook, who's coming to his blocks now in the middle there, lane 4 in that silver cap. Can't see anybody touching him, to be quite honest. Just got that little bit extra, isn't he, really, Oisin Cook? I think should go close to that 27 point.
Yeah, I think if he can swim 28 mid, he'd be very happy with that going into the 200 tomorrow. Again, the 50 breaststroke is a great event, but it's not one that you can qualify for the major internationals. He's wanting to qualify for the European Under-23 Championships, so his focus is on that 200 tomorrow. But getting a win in the 50 breaststroke, win an Irish title, getting a PB, improving on his times, just helps the confident, and a confident swimmer is generally a fast swimmer.
.50 breaststroke for men, the final. Oisin Cook in 4, Liam O'Connor alongside him in 3, and Dermot Sutton in 5. You'd fancy that those 3 would be pushing for the overall win. Cook has started slowly enough, but he's starting to come through now. Dermot Sutton keeping him honest in the black cap alongside him. This is going to be all about the finish here. Really strong bobbing style from Oisin Cook. Has he done enough? Has he got that finish? Yes, he has. Oh, he hasn't. He got beaten. Dermot Sutton beat him by 0.08 of a second. Oh, Cook was a slow starter there. He couldn't finish it. and he got beaten by Sutton. Reid was in third. Great race from Dermot Sutton.
Brilliant race from Dermot Sutton. He had the best start of the field. He was ahead of Oisin from the start. I thought from about 15 to 48 metres, Oisin swam past Dermot Sutton, but obviously Dermot Sutton hit that finish perfectly. That's what we talked about. You have to judge that timing of the finish before your last stroke. If you chop stroke or you glide, like I think Oisin did there, then you just get touched out. So really strong swim from Dermot Sutton, taking 0.3 off his time from his heat swim. And getting the win there. That's his first ever Irish title, and I'm sure the National Centre Limerick swimmer will be very, very pleased with that. He looks happy.
Oh, he should be. That's a considerable scalp. Beating Oisin Cook. Oisin Cook has been involved with some fantastic races down the years with Dara Green and also Owen Corby as well. First national title for him. He'd be very, very happy. He gets congratulations from the other swimmers alongside. And it's a very good win for him. Well done, Dermot Sutton, Oisin Cook, taking and have to be content with the silver medal as we move it on to another event. It's the women's 100 metres freestyle. Again, 3 finals, B, Junior and A. The A is a stacked field. It's mouth-watering. It's going to be a heck of a final, we think. But we have to go through the B and the Junior final as well to get to that particular point.
Yeah, I can't wait for this final. I think this could be the race of the night, the A final here. You've got the 4 girls. All have international experience. Grace Davison was at Commonwealth Games. Victoria Catterson's raced internationally many times for Ireland. Erin Reardon as well has been a key part of some of those female relays that we've had at Europeans. And Danielle Hill, obviously the Olympian, should be a cracking race. But as you said, John, we've got the B final up first and then a junior final. These girls in the B final will be looking to see if they can get sub 60 here. Sharon Semshi's heat time of 60.04 with Ella Donegan 60.46. and Anna Feenan 60.5, so they'll all be looking to get under that 60-point barrier in this B final.
Now the referee just doing a little test start before we get underway. That's Anna Feenan and Semsi alongside each other from Sunday as well. So that have trained together, they know each other well. So it's Lexi Dunn in 0 for Dolphin, 14 years of age. Austin Burrows in 1, Hannah Cody in 2, Anna Feenan in 3, Semshi 4, Ellie Donegan in 5, Beth Gardner 6, Alice Ledgerwood, Lily Maguire, Amy Noble across the pool. There's our 10 finalists, 2 lengths of the pool. This is the B final of the women's 100 metres freestyle. They're coming down towards the 50-metre mark. Not much to separate these swimmers, but in the middle lanes it's going to be Semshi who turns first in 28.42 out of Donegan and Feenan. They're 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Sharon's swimming really well here. Elle Donegan had a really good start and really good underwaters there, but in terms of pure swimming speed it looks like Sharon Semshi has the lead, but actually don't rule out Feenan in lane 3. She seems to be charging quite hard with 15 metres to go.
Semshi's looking across to our right hand side. She won't see the swimmer on the inside, but I think she's done enough. Took the lead at the 50, held on, good time as well. 59.04. You said they should go under that minute mark. She'd be happy enough with that. I think 59.04, holding off Ellie Donegan of Larne and Anna Feenan in 3rd place. 59.04. In fact, all those front 3 under the 60-second mark. Good result for Semshi.
Yeah, definitely. Like we said, they would have had their sights set and getting under that 60-point barrier. So the 3 girls in the top 3 spots were all under 59.0, 59.4 and 59.9. So strong swimming from all of them. Sharon was maybe fading a little bit the last 15 metres, but she had done enough over the first 75 to hold on and take the win there in that first of our 3 finals in this women's 100 freestyle.
Junior time, junior record stands to Sharika McMahon from 2009. By the time that went, 57.06.
And I think Grace Davison is going to give a real good shot at that in the senior final. The 16-year-old from Ards, he was 57.08 this morning, so 0.02 off it. She took the Irish senior or Irish junior record in the 50 freestyle on day 1, so I'm sure she'll have her sights set on the 100 freestyle record, and it'd be good to see that record from 2009 go as well.
Semshi receives the congratulations of our fellow competitors. Good to see all these swims in very good spirit, and has been for the last while. And our swimmer certainly now very much to the fore. We're getting quicker and quicker as we go along, which is great to see. And well done to Sharon Semsey, who wins that B final. But we're on to the juniors now. Just waiting for their entry. That's the list of the competitors for that. We will have some presentations to bring you as well a little later on. After the conclusion of this particular final, the A final, we will have presentations for the women's 400 metres individual medley and the men's 50 breaststroke, but they get through those quite quickly as well, which is great to see. And just keeps the swimming ticking over nicely. So Molly O'Brick goes in lane number 0 for Asgard. I'm reading from the bottom up from the lane 0, which is closest to the camera. Then you got Olivia Miskelly of Ards, Abigail Minto of Temple Oak, Sophia Quigley of Ards is in 3, Leanna Ledan of Limerick is the fastest qualifier into this junior final, alongside Megan Jones. Megan Jones alongside her in 5. Then Ava Jones, the two sisters together. Megan is the older one, 17, from Portmarnock, alongside sister Ava, who's 15. Then we've got Isabel Kidney from Sunday's Well in lane number 7. Sophia O'Neill from Trojan in Dublin. And then City of Derry's Maeve McLean is in lane 9. 2 lengths of the pool, junior final, 100 free for women.
Again, like the B final, see if these girls can go sub 60. It was all bar 3 of them were 60 point this morning, so they'll have their sights set and going sub 60. The two Portmarnock sisters in 5 and 6 will want to be racing each other and see who can get the win between them there.
Ava Jones, lane 6, the last one to go down to the blocks. Good start in lane 3 for Anna Feenan from Sunday as well. They're pretty much in a line together as they head down towards the first 50. All in the centre. Lane 1, Austin Burrows maybe a little bit too near the lane rope on this side, but they're all going to hit that wall pretty much together. Look at that. There's nothing in it. 28.69 for Sophia Quigley in 3, Ledan in 4, and Miskelly in lane 1. She's in 3rd place.
Yeah, this is a blanket across the whole pool here. It looks like maybe the Limerick swimmer Leanne Ledan might have the edge slightly, but Sophia Quigley from Ards is pushing her all the way. It's a really strong swim. It's a really strong second 50 from Leanne Ledan from Limerick. Is she going to hold on and get the win here?
Last 5 metres. Oh, it's going to be very tight. Ledan. She got nicked by Sophia Quigley, who finished like an absolute express train from Ards, and she's absolutely delighted with that. Well, firstly, for obviously winning a junior title and also going sub 60, probably for the first time, I would say. Ledan tied up in the last 5 metres, allowing Quigley to get past. Megan Jones takes bronze.
Yeah, and we talked earlier about making sure you spot your finish, and I really think, look, we're going to see it here. Leanne is well in front, but she takes an extra stroke right here. She should have finished there.
Whoa. That's how she lost it.
Absolutely.
That last stroke, she just didn't bring the arm out, but she was too close to the wall.
Yeah.
Tried to bring an extra half stroke in, and Sophia Quigley had all the momentum to get past her and beat her by 0.09 of a second to take the junior title. It's great to see her looking so happy as well about that. On 2 counts, winning the title. There she is on your left-hand side, winning the title, and obviously breaking that 60-second mark as well.
Yeah, really, really strong swim from her, and she's obviously delighted, as you said, but a lesson to learn there for Leanne Ledan from Limerick. She'll look back at that race and say she had that open title in the bag. If she had just spotted that finish, if she had even, like we had said, adjusted maybe 2 metres earlier, she would have spotted that finish and taken that win. So that's what this is, getting a second final in these Irish Open Championships for the juniors. Just gives them a chance to learn lessons that they know when they go to the Irish Summer Championships, that she won't do that, make that same mistake again.
You can learn more from adversity than you can in victory, they say. And that'll be a lesson learned, I'd say, for Leanna Ledan of Limerick. If she can take that forward into her locker and say, I won't let that happen again, well, that defeat today may just be the fit that she needs to move on to come out of the junior ranks into the seniors and make the A final. Anyway, it was a good final, so we move it on to the senior final, the A final, and that's your lineup for this women's, and what a stacked final this is. Orla McAndrews in 0, then Rosalie Phelan Cormorant in 1, Naomi Trait of UCD, very good breaststroker as well in her own right, Naomi Trait. Then we got Grace Davison, Vicky Catterson, Victoria Catterson, swam at the Europeans last year, as did Erin Reardon from NCD, the National Aquatic Centre. Then it's Danielle Hill looking for another title here from Larne, the Olympian from Tokyo. Then Leah Bailey from New Ross. Danielle Farrell is in lane 8 for Sligo, and Nisha Allen in 9 from Terranure. Let's say the junior record might go here. Grace Davison looking for that Sharika McMahon time of 57.06, but it's anybody's guess who's going to win the overall title. My money's on Victoria Catterson, who is the fastest qualifier. That's the easiest one to pick, I suppose, but she swam at the Europeans this year, swam extremely well too, and no surprise to see her in the centre lane.
Yeah, she swam well this morning. That was her first race. It's day 3 of the meet, and it's the first time we've actually seen Victoria in the competition. So she was blowing away the cobwebs this morning as fastest qualifier. But Danielle Hill, she went out 27.1 this morning and then completely took her foot off the pedal. So I think look for her in lane 6 as well. And Erin Reardon sandwich in between them. She's a sprint specialist, so she'll be out fast. And Victoria, that 200 freestyle Irish senior record holder, will be coming back strong in the second 50.
And that Irish senior record stands to Danielle Hill, 54.87. The junior record to Sharika McMahon, 57.06. And the meet record is a 54.84. Also Danielle Hill set that last year. And as you suggested, Danielle Hill is very much involved from the off. She leads in lane number 6, moving over to the left-hand side of the lane, not to give anybody a drag. They hit the 50 mark, and Hill leads 26.63. Second is Reardon. Third is Victoria Catterson with work to do.
Yeah, brilliant here from Danielle. Let's see if she can go sub 55. Her Irish senior record split was 26.4, so she's slightly off that. But here comes Victoria Catterson. This is who's going to make this?
What a finish we have between these three. Victoria Catterson getting up. Danielle Hill's dying with every stroke. And it is Catterson who takes it. 55.70. We're looking for Grace Davison's time, 56.93. That's a new junior record for Grace Davison. Well done to her. That was the intention from her point of view. The long-standing junior record for Sharika McMahon has gone. Victoria Catterson wins it. Hill is second. Erin Reardon in third. They were the 1, 2, 3 as we thought. But Grace Davison, the 16-year-old from Ards, with that time, which isn't on your screen, I'm afraid, but with that time for Grace Davison of 56.93 seconds, she has taken that junior record, which has stood since 2009. She finished in 4th place outside the medals, but I don't think she'd be too perturbed about that. The fact that she's actually got a new junior record as well, this 16-year-old from Ards. But that was a heck of a race. Hill went out really fast. Catterson then hunted her down.
Yeah, I thought Danielle looked really good at 50. Such a tight race.
0.01 of a second. I thought it was more. Boy, look at that. 0.01 of a second. It's not even a blink of an eye.
Yeah, both Erin and Victoria were really charging hard in that last 50. You can even see it as we're coming here, and Danielle looks like she's in control, but Victoria's just charging through, finishing so strong on that last 50. Really, really well-paced race for Victoria, which bodes really well for the 200 freestyle coming up later in the meet. And a great swim for the 16-year-old Grace Davison. She's just won an Irish Open title in the 400 IM about 20 minutes ago, and now breaks an Irish junior record in the 100 freestyle, a record that stood from 2009 for Sharika McMahon. So brilliant swimming for the Irish swimmer there, and I'm sure Curtis, her coach, will be delighted with that.
Well, there's two things there you could see. In the fact that Danielle Hill was grabbing onto the wall as soon as the race was over. It obviously hurt, really hurt. And she took an extra breath as well in those last 5 metres, and that may have cost her. That little turn to the side, she lost it by 1/100th of a second to Catterson, whose head was down, heading for the wall, and she spotted the finish better than Hill did.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and these races, there's such a fine balance between going out, controlled, efficient, easy speed, and putting too much in that first 50, because if you go out too hard, you really, really pay for it in the last 50 metres, and I think that's what happened to Danielle Hill there. Skills paid the bills, and if you're breathing in the last 5 metres, it's going to cost you at some point, and it looked like it did cost Danielle there, but great swim from Victoria Catterson, and I'm looking forward to seeing her race the 200 freestyle later on now in this meet.
The race did live up to its billing, all right. Brilliant. So before our first set of presentations, we've got the para swimmers and 2 competing in the 100 metres freestyle. Lane 4, it's Amy Sheridan, the 19-year-old from the NAC. And then Shomsa Brady is in lane 5. She's 17 years of age from Lisburn City. And this is all about racing against the clock, because there's quite a considerable distance between these two, and they'd be classified differently, obviously, in para swimming. Amy Sheridan, the 19-year-old from the NAC, would be like 19 seconds ahead of Shomsa Brady, but they wouldn't be in the same category either, would they, if they were to compete at international level?
No, so when they go to the international meets, the para meets, they'll all race within their own category, so whether that's S1 all the way up to S14, depending on what your disability is, so they wouldn't necessarily be racing against each other. And when you race at these national competitions, the way they do it is they rank points against each other, so you get how close are you to the world record in your event, and then they rank them that way as opposed to just racing head to head. But as you said, John, when they get to World Para Championships, which are happening in Manchester later this summer, they'll be racing against people in their category.
We got some really top class swimmers competing in Manchester. Roisin Irene, Nicole Turner, and our Olympic champion Ellen Keane. What time did she register there? 1:10.45. That's inside her PB. Good swim, Amy Sheridan. Shomsa Brady, her time is a 1:29.07. So if she can try and finish strongly here and get inside that time, yeah, well done. Well done, Shomsa Brady. 1:27.41. She also inside her personal best. So you can't do much better than that.
Yeah, both those girls improving on their times from this morning. Amy Sheridan taking 0.5, almost 0.5, half a second off her time, and she for taking 2 seconds off that 100 freestyle time she did this morning. So good swimming for both those girls. They'll be in hard training at the minute, and they'll be racing lots of different events over the course of the rest of this summer, so getting their tactics right, getting their technique, understanding what they want to do, and then just executing as best they can.
So 1:10.45 compared to Shomsa Brady's 1:27.41, and all quicker than their entry times. So I'm going to have a couple of presentations for you very shortly for the women's 400 metres individual medley and the men's 50 metres breaststroke, and that'll bring us on to the 100 metre butterflies, B junior and A final. Jack Casson, Shane Ryan, Max McCusker all alongside each other for the A final. Shane Ryan, good to see him back, the 28-year-old, after his shoulder surgery, which prevented him from competing in his main event, the 100 fly at the Europeans last year, because he felt the pain in his shoulder. Then we'll have the 50 metres breaststroke. Mona McSharry going in the A final at around 6:20 alongside Niamh Coyne, conjoined together. Mona McSharry broke the Irish record for the 100 metres breaststroke yesterday, getting very close now to that 1.05 for the swim. She's just outside that. She needs to consistently, I'd say, start banging in those 105s if she's going to be a genuine medal contender for Paris. That's what she'll need to do. 107 is no good anymore, or the 106 is inside that 105 to have a chance, well, A, to make the final, and B, to go on and try a medal. Then we've got the 800 metres freestyle, and after that we will wrap up the day's proceedings with the 50 metres butterfly, and then we've got Ellen Keane, Nicole Turner, Dervla Brady and Shomsa Brady, all involved in the 50 metres butterfly for our para swimmers. So we'll hand you over to our PA announcer for the presentations.
Is Megan Jones around, please? Okay, so we're going to present junior medals to our women's 400 IM. So Niamh Connery, Megan Jones and Grace Davison, please. Grace Davison, your hair looks lovely, come on. Okay, so Sarah Keane, President of the OFI and CEO of Swim Ireland, will present medals now. Junior medal, junior bronze to Niamh Connery of Shark Swimming Club. Congratulations, Niamh. A junior silver medal to Megan Jones of Portmarnock. Well done, Megan. And a junior gold medal to Grace Davison of Ards. Congratulations, Grace. Thank you very much, Sarah. Okay, so we're now going to present senior medals to Hannah O'Connor, Madison Emmett, Hannah McCaffrey and Grace Davison. Okay, and medals will now be presented by Joan Hines, our treasurer of Swim Ireland. Thank you, Joan. So we're going to present a commemorative medal first to Madison Emmett of Guildford City. Congratulations, Madison. And from National Centre Limerick Swimming Club, Hannah O'Connor wins our bronze medal. Hannah McCaffrey from Lurgan is silver medalist, women's 400 IM. And 2023 Irish national champion, women's 400 IM, is Grace Davison of Ards. So just one more photo opportunity, please. And then we're going to present medals to our men junior 50-metre breaststroke. So Benji Cummings, Zach Moyo, and Liam O'Connor, please. Thank you to Sarah Keane now, presenting medals. Junior 50-metre breaststroke, bronze medal to Benji Cummings of Ards. Silver medal to Zach Moyo of Swim Belfast. And junior gold to Liam O'Connor of Terenure. Congratulations, boys. Thank you very much to Sarah Keane. And Joan Hines will present senior medals. I can see the lads walking over. Okay, so we're going to look for Liam O'Connor, Lachlan Reid, Lachlan Reid. Okay, so we're going to Joan is going to present a commemorative medal to Lachlan Reid from Bangor Swimming Club. Apologies for mispronouncing his name all weekend. And we have a bronze medal to Liam O'Connor of Terenure. Silver medal to Oshin Cook of Tuam. Thank you, Joan. And 2023 Irish national champion for men's 50-metre breaststroke is Diarmaid Sutton, National Centre Limerick and Limerick Swimming Club. That completes our medal presentation. Thank you, congratulations. Thank you to Sarah and Joan. Next event will be the men's 100-metre butterfly. We're just within time.
Thanks to our presentation party as we move swiftly on. Men's 100 butterfly. This is our B final. Those who just didn't make the A final. A couple of swimmers under the minute mark in Adam Wilson in 4 and Peter Higgins of UCD in lane 5. Fastest qualifier Shane Ryan, 53.65 seconds. Good to see him back. In fact, that's second outside his Irish record, so it's good to see him back. Brendan Hyland's got the junior record and the meet record as well, but he's retired. But Shane looks in good nick now again, and good to see it.
Yeah, I was chatting to him just before the session, and he just said he wants to keep moving things forward. He's happy off the back of the shoulder surgery. He's just building things back up slowly and just wants to keep moving things forward. This 100 fly is a bit of an additional event for him. He said the main one is tomorrow. That 100 back roll is the focus. So this 100 fly, he just wants to get in and move it forward from this morning.
The B, or as it used to be known, consolation final, features Darry Hughes in 0, closest to camera. You see him in the red cap. Donica McCarthy's in 1, Adam Lynch in 2, Finlay Wright in 3. Adam Wilson from Banbridge is the fastest from the heat times this morning into this B final. He's in 4, then Peter Higgins in 5. Alfie Shaw in 6 from Lisburn. Lewis Maguire in 7. Trident's Conor Lanigan, and then Ollie Brennan in lane number 9. They come up to the top of the pool. A very good start from Finlay Wright from Banbridge, and he said, "Catch me if you can."
Yeah, really strong start there for Finlay Wright, the Banbridge swimmer. He's got Adam Wilson, his clubmate, in the lane inside him, but it's Finlay Wright at this stage. He's holding on, and I don't think anyone is going to catch him at this stage. He's taking this race out really hard and looks in a strong position to take the win in this B final with just under 15 metres to go.
It's all about the red caps in the middle, because he done enough in lane 3, especially in this event. It's all about the finish. Can he spot it? Yes, he has. Very good swim from Finlay Wright. He's inside the minute mark. He'd be delighted with that. 59.21. Only 2 swimmers inside that minute mark. Finlay Wright took it out strong. Nice second half of the race there, a 32.08 split for him. Wilson in second. In fact, dead heated for second place. Doesn't know. Actually, Wilson, a different time there, 59.70. I don't think Alfie Shaw actually broke it. He did. Alfie Shaw did. There's 3 swimmers then in the 59s, below the 60s. But that was a good swim from him. Took it out hard, brought it home well, spotted it nicely.
Yeah, definitely great swim there for Banbridge swimmer Finlay Wright. He was obviously the fastest of 50, 27.1. He was leading at the halfway point, but he also had the fastest second 50. You know you're really controlling a race if you're fastest of 50 and you're also the fastest second 50. 59.2, a second and a half quicker than what he went this morning. That's no mean feat in a 100 fly, so good swimming for the Banbridge swimmer. And his clubmate getting second as well, Adam Wilson. They're good training partners for each other, I'm sure. Both of them swimming sub 60 100 fly, are going head to head day in, day out. It's always good. I know I had a training partner who I raced every day, and it really does bring the best out of you. So those 2 Banbridge swimmers looking good there in that first final of the 100 fly.
Another banker swimmer, in fact 2 banker swimmers in the outside lanes. For this our junior final, my apologies, it's Banbridge. B-A-N is Bangor, B-A-N-B is Banbridge, and Banbridge in lane 0 with Liam O'Mathers. And we got Adam Barnes from NCU, Cormac Donlan of Glenalbin in the south side of Dublin goes in 2. Oisin Tebite of NAC is in 3. Ronan Kilcoyne in 4 from Sligo. Then it's Conor Fitzgerald from Limerick in 5. Darren Morgan of Coolmine. Keane Mason in 7. Cormac Rinn, and from Bangor, Samuel Wright is in lane number 9. You can see the different contrasts and styles of those. As soon as they get their take your marks, a lot of them just lock up their bodies before hitting the water. And hitting the water well in lane 3 is Oisin Tebite from NAC. This is his home pool. Reaching forward, grabbing the water, pushing it down behind him. You can see him there to your left-hand side of your screen. And he's going to lead them at the 50-metre mark. Oisin Tebite from the NAC leads in 25.68 seconds. Second, Conor Fitzgerald. In fact, Conor Fitzgerald is squeezed in between Cormac Donlan, who is in second place in lane 2.
Tibet is really taking this out strong, over a second quicker than everybody else to the 50-metre mark, and he's holding on. He looks really strong. He's driving through the hips, really using that. You can see he's catching water. As soon as his arm enters the water, he's straight away into that next catch. Really strong swimming here from the NAC swimmer.
That's a fantastic swim for a junior swimmer, that is. Oisin Tebite splits 30.63. Conor Fitzgerald slightly faster than him, but a good swim from Oisin Tebite, wins in a 56.3. Really just held on, 57.32, and then Kilcoyne takes bronze.
Over 2 seconds quicker than he went this morning, from a 58.5 to a 56.3 for the NAC swimmer Oisin Tebite. Really, really strong swimming. Conor Fitzgerald in second there, 57.3. That's also a really good swim for him, taking a second off his heat time. And then Ronan Kilcoyne, the Sligo swimmer, swimming with the National Centre in Limerick. We saw him earlier in the meet, the 400 IM. So another junior medal for him. So good swimming all around for those boys.
I think Oisin Tebite could be. This is the confirmation of the result. Oisin Tebite, if he moves through the senior ranks and keeps going, could be a real prospect. He's got great technique, hasn't he? And he's got really strong upper body strength, which if he keeps bulking up, can only be good for him. And the technique is very, very good as well. Now, obviously, it hurts. He's just a little wobble there after he collects his clothes, but a junior title for him as well, and maybe one for the future, Oisin.
Yeah, definitely. He looked really, as you said, John, really powerful. He's connected to the water. That's what I really liked about his stroke there, is as soon as his hands were entering out in front, he was getting in that catch position straight away. He wasn't wasting any of that front catch, so really strong swim. You can see Andrew Bree there congratulating him. So that was a really strong swim from the NAC swimmer there, Oisin Tebite. And as you said, John, if he can keep progressing at that rate, he'll definitely be one to watch as he moves into the senior ranks.
Good camaraderie there. You see Andrew Bree, who won a medal here at the European Short Course Championships back in 2003. Did some commentary with me at the European Championships last year in Rome. Interesting character to be away with, I can tell you. It was certainly a fun couple of days with the crew out in Rome. So here's our final then, and it is the two-time Olympian Shane Ryan in lane number 4. Jack Casson alongside him. Max McCusker won 2 gold medals yesterday. No slouches. Ryan, though, is the undoubted favourite. Sean Donlan is in 0. Then it's Thomas Leggett of Larne, Dylan Rigest, Casson, Ryan, McCusker, Bailey, McIvney, Charlie Eatwell. Great name, that. Charlie Eatwell is in lane number 8. And Adam Colgan is in 9. Nothing to touch Ryan, though. Good to see him back. Let's see how he can do time-wise. Came in at a 53. Let's hope he can go below that, maybe 52 points.
I think this is going to be a really exciting race. I think we've almost got two different races going on in the one here. I think Shane Ryan and Max McCusker. Max McCusker's PB is 52.6, which isn't too far off that Irish senior record. So we see if he can get close to that. And then obviously we know Shane's pedigree, Irish senior record holder in this. But then I think you've got a separate race going on for the Irish junior record between Jack Casson, who broke the Irish senior record in the 400 IM yesterday, and then Evan Bailey, the 18-year-old from New Ross, who has already posted consideration times for the under-23 championships, which are going to be held here in the summer, but also the European Junior Championships. So I think you've got two races, lanes 4 and 5 for the Irish Open title, and then lanes 3 and 6 for an Irish junior record potentially.
There's Shane Ryan, former American Olympic squad member. Fathers from Portlaoise, moved to Ireland a couple of years ago, and he's represented Ireland twice at the Olympic Games. 100 fly final, and a roar from the crowd as they hit the water. You can see the interest from the other swimmers down the far end of the pool, all emerging to see this because they want to see the likes of Shane Ryan come up against some up-and-coming swimmers like Jack Casson and Max McCusker alongside him. Grabbing the water in lane 4, Shane Ryan. Upside him is McCusker. McCusker's looking for his 3rd gold medal in the last couple of days, and it's split at the same time, 24.48 seconds. 3rd is Bailey.
I think Max McCusker looks great here. I think he's going to come back really strong. I think he could take the scalp off Shane in this 100 fly. But look for Jack Casson in lane 3 as well. He's going to come back to 200 fly pedigree, but the race is between Shane and Max here for the win.
McCusker's got the slight lead ahead of Shane Ryan. I think McCusker has enough here, and he's going to surprise the big favourites. McCusker wins his 3rd gold medal. 52.96. The man from Dolphin has beaten Shane Ryan. That's a surprise. 53.75. Maybe it's too close to that after surgery time for Shane Ryan. Looked a bit laboured in the last couple of metres from his point of view. Boy, that hurt. Jack Casson takes the bronze medal. Well done, Max McCusker. Treble.
Yeah, brilliant swimming there from Max. He looks so strong at 50. I was surprised to see him touch the wall ahead of Shane. We know Shane looks tired there.
Yeah.
Look, you see this, those hands, those shoulders barely getting over the water for that last 5 metres. That's probably the lack of fitness in the sense of just the training, building it back up from surgery. Shane just probably doesn't have the meters under his belt, but really strong swimming there for Max to go sub 53, and that's an Irish junior record for Jack Casson, 54.29, going under that 54.5 that Brendan Hyland set back in 2013. So another long-standing record there going to Jack Casson. That's his, well, he broke an Irish senior record yesterday, and now he's after breaking an Irish junior record in the 100 fly. So he's a man in form, and it's going to be exciting to watch him in the summer.
There's nothing guaranteed now these days. Shane Ryan, he said, looked a bit laboured down the last 5 to 10 metres as well. Just couldn't get the hands above the water as he would have liked. McCusker, though, split at the same time at the 50-metre mark, and he brought it home strongly. That's a considerable scalp for him. And we got a junior record as well. So all round, that was a very, very good swim from McCusker, and also for our bronze medalist, Jack Casson, who gets a new Irish junior record in 54.29.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Max there, and I'm not sure. He doesn't seem too happy despite getting the win. And I wonder, had he his sights set on that consideration time for Worlds, which was a 52.4. So he was just a half a second outside that. So maybe that's why we're not seeing him as pleased as you might think for taking that scalp off Shane Ryan, but a really strong swim. I loved watching the two boys. They're both so good underwater. Like, Shane is one of the best 15 in the world, but Max really put it up to him. Max is used to swimming NCAA's short course yards, so you have to be on the skills, and he did a really good job there off the start and off the turn, and then had that extra little bit in him to take the win over Shane, who looked like he was hurting in those last 5 metres. We now have Barry McClements swimming a time trial in this men's 100 fly. I was talking to him earlier before the session. He has already met the minimum consideration standard for the World Para Championships, which are in Manchester, but he was saying if he can go sub 63 here, he'd be delighted. So let's see if he can do that.
Yeah, 2 lads to the pool, swimming on his own, so it's him against the clock from Newton Ards.
Barry's a seasoned international, having represented Northern Ireland last year at Commonwealth Games and represented Ireland numerous times at international level. So let's see what time he turns here at 50 metres.
It's
29.40, so he wants to go sub 63, so he'll have to come back in a 33 point. Let's see if he can do that.
all about the upper body movement here from him, because he's one of the legs is amputated just above the knee, 10 months old. Competed for Ireland in the Summer Paralympics, best finished 7th place in the 100 metres backstroke, won the bronze in the Commonwealth Games, as you mentioned. The 100 backstroke S9, first Northern Irish medalist in swimming at the Commonwealth Games, and that's a pretty respectable time too for him. 103.16.
Yeah, that's a strong time for Barry. Backing up what he did this morning, 63.4. When I was talking to him earlier, he said, if I can go 63 or 62 high, I'll be very happy with that. So 63.1 is a strong performance. He's not rested for this. You can see he's got a beard. A lot of the other guys, the senior guys there, will be shaved down and ready to go, whereas Barry's rocking the beard in hard training, coming here just trying to execute his process, refine his tactics, and then when it comes to those World Para Championships, that he knows exactly what he needs to do, doesn't need to think about it, he just executes.
That's the thing as well, is that you can put in all the yards of trainings over and over and over again. It's when you come up to the competition pool that the psyche changes at times, and as you said, he's wearing a beard. A lot of swimmers will shave and taper, as they call it. Taper is the most important thing to when you stop your heavy training, just to do less and less and less, and trying to get the taper right. But McClements, well, that's a good swim from him, and as I said, changing from a training background into a competition pool, it's a different psyche, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. You can be training away and think you're training really well and be really confident where you're at, but until you step into competition, the high heat of battle, until you test yourself under those circumstances, it's actually really hard to know where you're at. And you learn so much. I learned when I was racing that those in-season swims, you really learned, okay, what's actually working, what's working well. Do I have that little bit of speed, or is my back end missing something? And you kind of can refine your tactics and training, refine what you're doing so that you address any weaknesses that are showing up in racing. So getting those opportunities is invaluable, and I think that was one of the challenges with COVID, is that we didn't have a lot of competitions for the senior athletes, the guys looking for international qualifications. We did a lot of time trials, but as you said, John, until you're standing there racing head-to-head with people, it's not the same. So getting an opportunity for these guys, these para-athletes who are still in heavy training, to just get up and stand and race is really valuable for the summer.
Yeah, you got to get yourself used to the call room, to the atmosphere, to even if you're swimming on your own in a time trial, it's all about the competition pool as well. And can you hit the targets that you want to do, and also do you feel the nerves? How do you control the nerves as well? You can plow up and down the pool all day you like, and training to get ready for the big race yourself. But until you actually come out of that call room or get into the call room, it's just a different kettle of fish altogether. You'd have known about that in the Olympic Games.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an interesting place, the call room at a major international meet. You have some people doing mad things, and then you have other people just chilling out, relaxing, and it's interesting to see what different people need to do to get themselves ready for the race. Some people will just there have a chat and will talk away to you. Some people just want to put their headphones in, not talk to anybody. You see that famous clip of Michael Phelps in the call room, big headphones on, hood over his eyes, literally ignoring everybody. You just have to find what works for you and go with it.
Okay, we're on to the 50-metre breaststroke. Again, our attention turns to the right-hand side of the pool. This is the B final, so we got Sorka Nireen in 0 from the top of your screen, or left-hand side of your screen, right-hand side of your screen, across to Amy Lynch in 1, Megan Diamond in 2, Holly Clifford in 3, then Rosalie Phelan in 4, Beth Nolan, Ellie Dunlop, Julia Warchel, Anna McDade and Louise Hartnett. These are the B finalists then for the 50 metres breaststroke. Slowest of all the strokes, just the one length of the pool. We have a junior final coming up. Amy Noble is involved in that, and then the senior final. Mona McSharry, the Olympic finalist as well, broke the Irish record in the 100. What can she do in the 50? But it's the B final then. Lane number 4, early lead for Rosalie Phelan. Last 5 metres, should have enough for the white cap, and has done it. 35.22 for Rosalie Phelan. Beth Nolan in second place, in lane number 5, and then Holly Clifford in lane number 3 takes third.
Yeah, Rosalie Phelan did enough to take the win there, but I think there's a lot of room for her to improve on her start. She was well behind the rest of the girls off the dive, off the breakout in the first 3 strokes. Well, then she found her rhythm and swam through some of the other girls to take the win there, but that's why it's so valuable having these competitions, that you can look back at your race, identify areas that you can improve on, and then start working on them in training. And that's definitely something that Rosalie Phelan will be looking at. How can she improve on that start? How can she improve on those first couple of strokes? That's so that she settles into her rhythm, her tempo a little bit quicker, which will only improve her overall time.
Junior finals coming up now, and then we got the seniors. Again, our attention to this right-hand side from where we are sitting, and the swimmers come out from the call room and make that 50-meter walk from the left-hand side down towards the start blocks. And these are junior finalists. So I'll give you the lineup as they head down. It's Olivia Miskelly in 0 from Ards. Then it's Jane O'Boyle from Longford in lane number 1. There's your list in front of you in the screen. Jane Ryan from Athlone in 2. Niamh Connery of Shark in 3. Amy Noble, fastest qualifier, in a 34.75, the only one under 35 seconds this morning. Ellie Campbell of Trojan, and Laura Cardosi Nagy is in lane number 6 for New Ross. Lily Crawford, Lexi Dunn, and Ciara Daly from Banbridge in lane number 9.
Yeah, look for these girls in this 50 breaststroke. We were talking about it earlier, John. The 50 breaststroke is a very different event to, say, the 100 breaststroke or the 200 breaststroke. There really is 3 different techniques for breaststroke these days. You have to be able to swim at such a high tempo, but still maintain the integrity of the efficiency and body position of the stroke in a 50 breaststroke. It's too easy to start spinning the wheels, start turning the arms too quickly and not hit those body positions, and you just become so inefficient in the water. So look for these girls to have a high tempo but driving into that streamlined position on every stroke, and that's how they really get the most out of these 50 swims.
The eyes have it. Amy Noble, fastest qualifier in lane 4, getting ready to mount the blocks and have a go with this junior title. Mona McSherry holds the junior record, but they're not going to get anywhere near that. It stands at 30.91, set in 2017. That was at the Youth Olympics, where she won the gold medal in the 100. But she also set a Irish junior record in the 50 there. She also holds the meet record and the senior as well, so which is way ahead of the rest of the field here. Mona McSherry in the A final, which is coming up very shortly out of Donegal, Tennessee, in Sligo. And it's Amy Noble, the fastest qualifier from Asgard, the 17-year-old in lane number 4. Ahead of this, the junior final for the women's 50-meter breaststroke. Efficient start by the starter just below us here. Lane 1 got a good start. Olivia Miskelly from Ard in lane 0, but spread right across the pool. Up at the top, Lexi Dunn in the yellow cap has got the early lead, down past the 25-meter mark. Just coming back to us a little bit now, the green cap in the middle of Amy Noble is coming through, and also alongside her in lane number 5 is Ellie Campbell, but Noble in that silver cap just has it. This is about the touch now, and Noble gets it. 34.74. Good swim for her. 100th of a second quicker than this morning. You can only go quicker than you can, and it's Campbell in second place, and third to Niamh Connery of Shark. Shark don't take many medals at this meet so far. It's good to see them involved. The 15-year-old Niamh Connery takes the bronze medal.
Yeah, I'm actually really impressed with Amy Noble there with her technique. Ellie Campbell was leading probably off the start and maybe at 25 metres, but we mentioned beforehand about being streamlined and being efficient. Amy was really driving into that streamlined position. She was getting a real pop to her hips and then increasing her tempo as the race went on and really got the touch there. The only girl to go sub 35 and faster than this morning's swim. I know it's by 0.01, but moving it on from heats to final is the name of the game, and really good swim for the Amy Noble, the 17-year-old for Asgard there, taking the junior title in the 50 breaststroke.
This brings us on to our A final, and Mona McSharry, she's got a silver and a gold here so far this week, so already won the 100 in an Irish record time, just outside the 105s, which you'll be trying to pop in between now and the Olympic Games. Already pre-qualified for the World Championships. 5 consideration times from our swimmers thus far. Ellen Walsh is there along with Mona, qualifying for the World Championships. Tom Fannin yesterday. Might have to do that 50 time again, but I'd say he'll go all right. The man who swam for England in the Commonwealth Games in 2018. As part of that, Daniel Whiffen also has qualified for the World Championships. So we're slowly but surely building up, and having a look at that 100 freestyle earlier on, the likes of Victoria Catterson, Erin Reardon, Danielle Hill et al. Possibility there that we could get a 4x100 medley or freestyle relay team into Japan.
Absolutely, that women's side of the national team is really coming on. If you look at it from a medley perspective, you've got obviously Danielle Hill, the Olympian in the 100 back roll, Mona, an Olympic finalist, 100 breaststroke, Ellen Walsh just going 57, the first Irish swimmer to go sub 58, and then freestyle, you've got Victoria Catterson there, you've got Grace Davison, the 16-year-old, that 4x1 medley relay for the girls is really looking strong, and I think is in with a good shout maybe of getting a female relay at the Olympics next year in Paris, which would be amazing to see.
Well, we haven't had a relay team at the Olympic Games since 1972. Presented medals and Hall of Fame to the quartet at the, I think it was 2019 Swim Ireland Awards. They were curtailed obviously for a couple of years because of COVID. We were back again earlier this year. It was a pleasure to present those awards. Here's the swimmers now being introduced from the outside lanes inwards. That's lane 5. And Niamh Coyne, she's in 5. And introducing to the crowd, lane 4, Irish Olympic finalist in the red cap, Mona McSharry.
I think we've got a really good chance here of seeing another Irish senior record. Mona's obviously on form after that 100 breaststroke Irish senior record early in the meet. She was just 0.1 off it this morning, so I think that's definitely under threat, and it'd be great to see her swimming a 30 point lower in and around that would be a really fast time for this 50 breaststroke for Mona.
Irish senior record then, just keep an eye on it, 30.56. Meet record, 31.34, that should go. In fact, the meet record set in the heats this morning is 30.64, so that's gone. So this is about breaking the Irish record for Mona McSharry. Can she do the same as she did in the 100s? As she does herself, last one down to the box, the woman in red in the middle lane, lane 4. About her and the clock. Up she comes, and already she's got herself a half a body length lead ahead of Niamh Coyne in lane number 5, who's no slouch herself. Alwyn Cook is in lane number 3. It was suggested they're only going for the minor medals, but there goes Mona McSharry, pulling ahead, just breathing slightly to her right hand side as she hits 5 meters to go. Have a look at the clock, folks. 30.29, a new Irish record, and by some considerable distance over the 50. Well done, Mona McSharry. She's doubled up, won the 50 to add to the 100. 30.29. Niamh Coyne 31.71. Alwyn Jones takes the bronze medal, but that was all about Mona McSharry. Terrific swim.
Brilliant swim. You can see there, look at Mona's stroke there as she swims into the wall, driving that head forward. You see the pop, you see a little bow wave on her hips, which just shows that she's so powerful when she swims that. 30.2, that's a world-class time. There's not many girls in the world who are swimming a sub-30, 50 breaststroke, so that's a really impressive swim from Mona McSharry. She's just fresh off the NCAAs, where she took a silver in the 100 breaststroke. Very different swimming short course yards to long course meters, but she's made that transition very smoothly, having broken 2 Irish senior records in both the 50 and the 100 breaststroke. So really strong swimming there from Mona McSharry. Great swim as well from Niamh Coyne. 31.7 is a PB. Her PB previously was 31.8, so that looks really good for her. She's got the 200 breaststroke, which is probably her preferred event coming up, and she'll be looking to see if she can get a world's consideration time in that. And then Alwyn Cook, the Tuam swimmer, she trains in Edinburgh. Her brother Oisín just got a medal in the 50 breaststroke as well earlier on in the competition, or earlier on this evening's session. So the 2 Cook siblings taking medals, taking a silver and a bronze there for Alwyn. So good swimming for them. So we have still to come up, we have the men's 800 freestyle, which we have Nathan Whiffen, who has been in flying form in this meet, taking silver in the 400 behind his brother Daniel earlier on. We've also got Liam Custer, who's the Irish junior record holder in that 800 freestyle. We also have the women's 50 fly coming up. So we only have 5 more races left, but before we get into the next action, we have presentations, which presentations for the women's 100 meter freestyle and the men's 100 butterfly.
Ireland is going to present these junior medals for the women's 100 meter freestyle. Looking for Orla McAndrew, Leah Bailey and Grace Davison. Okay, so we're going to present a bronze junior medal to Orla McAndrew of Templeogue. Congratulations, Orla. Thank you to Joan Hines, Swim Island Treasurer. Junior silver medal to Leah Bailey of New Ross. Congratulations, Leah. And a junior gold medal to Grace Davison of Ards. Congratulations to Grace. And Sarah Keane, President of the Olympic Federation of Ireland and CEO of Swim Ireland, will present our senior medals. Okay, so a bronze medal, please, to Erin Reardon of National Centre Dublin, the NAC, women's 100 metre freestyle. A silver medal will be presented to Daniel Hill, but she's not quite here at the moment. So we're going to move on to 2023 Irish National Champion Women's 100 metre freestyle is Victoria Catson, National Centre Ulster and Ards. Congratulations, Victoria, Danielle and Erin. Thank you very much, ladies. Thank you, Sarah. And we're now going to present the certificate for the Irish junior record to Grace Davison of Ards for her achievements in the 100 metre freestyle ladies. Congratulations, Grace. So we now move on to present junior medals to our men's 100 metre butterfly. So Sean Donnellan, Dylan Registe and Evan Bailey, please. Swim treasurer Joan Hines will present these medals. Gave Sean a bit of a heart attack earlier, but here he is to collect his bronze junior medal. This is Sean Donlan of Glen Albin. Congratulations, Sean. Junior silver medal to Dylan Registe of Lisbon City. Congratulations, Dylan. And junior gold medal goes to Evan Bailey of New Ross. Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you very much, Joan. Medalists. So could I have Cass, Shane Ryan, Max McCusker? Sarah Keane is going to present these medals. Thank you very much, Sarah. So Sarah Keane is going to present a bronze medal to Jack Cassin of National Centre Limerick and Dolphin, and he's also going to get a certificate as he set a new Irish junior record in this men's 100-metre butterfly. Thank you and congratulations, Jack. Silver medal to Shane Ryan of National Centre Dublin and NAC. Congratulations, Shane. And 2023 Irish national champion men's 100-metre butterfly is Max McCusker of Dolphin. Thank you very much, Sarah Keane, and congratulations, gentlemen, to the action. Next event is the men's 800-metre freestyle fastest heat.
Thank you to the presentation party there for the and congratulations to the medalists for the women's 100 freestyle and the men's 100 fly. We had 2 Irish junior records in those events. We had Grace Davidson first off in that women's 100 freestyle, and that followed up by Jack Cassin in the 100 fly. So really strong swimming from our juniors in that 100 freestyle. And that brings us nicely to our next event, which is the 800-metre freestyle for men. So this is the fastest heat. We had 3 heats of this morning, and this is the fastest 10 entries and likely where the medals are going to come from. So in lane 0 we have Daniel Edgar from Lisburn. In lane 2 we have the 17-year-old from New Ross, Emmett Cousins. In 2 we have Ronan Fahy, the 18-year-old from Trojan. And in lane 3 we have Jack Fleming representing Lisburn City. He's actually based in Loughborough. He trains with the 2 Whiffen brothers in Loughborough, so they have a nice little distance group out there with Felix Aubuck, who's also a world-class international distance freestyle swimmer, so a really strong distance program over there. In lane 4, and the fastest entry into this event, is Liam Custer, the 19-year-old from Sunday Wells Swimming Club. He actually is training in Stanford in the US at the minute, but he represents Sunday Wells Swimming Club. And in lane 5 we have Nathan Whiffen, who's already in fine form, having swum at 3:54 in the 400 freestyle, which is a big PB. He's been swimming really well this year alongside his brother Daniel Whiffen, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do. In lane 6 we have Dennis O'Brien, the National Centre Limerick swimmer. And in lane 7 we have Ben Morgan from... In lane 9 we have Sean Bulger, another Sunday Wells swimmer. And in lane 9 we have an Ard swimmer, Michael McCann. You can see the officials there are just making sure that the timing system, the starter, is working as Nathan Whiffen gets ready for this 800-metre freestyle. This should be an exciting race. I know Nathan Whiffen has been in really, really good form all season. He PB'd in this event at Edinburgh International a few weeks ago, and I'm assuming he would have been in hard training when he did that. So let's see if he can improve on that time. The officials are just asking the swimmers where they want the boards, which tell them how many how many lengths they have left. Swimmers have a preference whether it's on the left or the right, so they can see it. But here we go in the fastest heat of the men's 800 meter freestyle. And they're off. Straight away you can see Nathan Whiffen getting into his tempo, setting up the race well. But actually Jack Fleming, the other Lisburn swimmer, is starting off really well on this. And they got in between both of those two swimmers, we have Liam Custer, the Irish junior record holder in this event. So these guys are entered on. Liam Custer is an 8:06.17. Nathan Whiffen is second fastest entry on 8:16. But as I said, he swam an 8:13 a couple of weeks ago at the Edinburgh International. And then we've got Jack Fleming in an 8:30. So I think look for these three guys to be the medal contenders in this race. But it is the two Loughborough-based athletes who are taking it out through this first 100 metres. So let's see what they split at this 100 metre mark. It looks like Nathan Whiffen is going to turn first at 100 metres. And it is. It's Daniel Whiffen turning a 57.67. So that's a 29.78 split for Nathan Whiffen there. In this 800 freestyle, the aim of the game is to get into your rhythm, find your tempo, find your right stroke count, find your breathing pattern. You can see Nathan is breathing every two, so look for him to do that the whole way through the race. He's breathing every two to the right, and that's what suits him best, and he'll look to continue that through the race. So at this stage now, he should feel settled into the race, 128, so that's a 30.3, so look for him to hold 30 points for the rest of this 800. And if he does that, he gives himself a chance of getting close to that 8-minute barrier, which would be a really, really impressive swim for the... His technique has really improved. You can see he's nice and long out at the front of his stroke, nice high elbow catch, staying relaxed through his legs. Watch for him to get to a 6-beat kick and really drive home at the last 100 metres. But he has a good 600 metres to go before he gets to that point. That's another 30.5 split for Daniel Whiffen. So he's going to see if he can hold that mid 30 points for this race. The 800 freestyle is a tough event. It has recently, or well, as of the last Olympics, it was added in as an Olympic event, which changed the game for a lot of these distance swimmers. Previously, they would have focused on the 1500. The males would have focused on the 1500, and that would be the primary focus for the distance guys. Whereas this 800 has really opened it up for a kind of hybrid sprint distance athlete. And we've seen Nathan's twin brother Daniel be extremely, extremely good at that. The 800 was actually what he qualified for the Tokyo Olympics in, and has literally went from strength to strength there, breaking the European record in the 800 freestyle short course at this pool in December at the Irish Short Course Nationals. But it is Daniel Whiffen who leads them through 300 metres in 2:59.47. He's settled into that rhythm of 30.4s, mid 30 points for each of the 50s, and if he can hold that for the rest of this race, he gives himself a chance of being right in around that 8-minute mark, which would be really, really impressive. As I said, Nathan has gone from strength to strength over the last year. He became the second only Irish man to break 8 minutes for the 800 freestyle short course, and then he did the same in the 1500. He broke that 15-minute barrier for the 1500, which is really, really, really impressive. Not easily done. So Nathan Whiffen is a really, really top quality distance swimmer. And I know those guys in Loughborough, they train very, very hard. They've spent a lot of time at altitude in Sierra Nevada in Spain over the last couple of months with the aim of increasing their red blood cell count. I spent 3 weeks at altitude at 3 different times in the lead up to the postponed Tokyo Olympic Games, and I found the benefits to be absolutely massive aerobically. So no doubt that Nathan and Daniel have found the same, and it's helped them in this season as they've been going from strength to strength, and really looking forward to seeing what Nathan can do in this 800 freestyle, because he's completely taken control of this race as we approach the 450 meter mark. Let's see what he splits here. And yeah, he's still holding those 30.4s. He's on a 4:31.3. he keeps holding those 30-point mids, he's going to be about 8:05, 8:06. But if he has a little bit of a kick at the last 100, he could get down to that 8:03 mark, which would be a really, really, really strong swim for Nathan Whiffen, the 22-year-old from Larne. He was the second only ever Irishman to go sub 8 minutes in this event short course. So he's looking to carry that form from the short course season into the long course season, which is really, really tough to do. It's a different ball game when you're swimming short course. The emphasis on the turns, coming off the turns, carrying your momentum. Whereas in this long course event, it's really about that swimming. It's about being efficient. It's about holding on to your stroke, holding on to that power, making sure you've got that nice catch. It's a really great angle there. You can see Nathan, really high elbow catch, moving through the water efficiently, but at a pace. 30 points at this stage in the race is not easily done. So 550 meters, he's coming up this last 200 meters. A lot of the 800 distance swimmers will segment their race into 200. So the first 200 is about getting out, establishing your race, establishing your rhythm, and then that middle 200s, the 400 meters in the middle, is just about working hard, being consistent, being diligent, staying focused mentally on what you're doing, and then what you've got on the last 200. So let's see what time Nathan is turning here at the 600 meter mark. So he's turning 6:03.21. I think he's going to be right in around that 8:04 mark at the end of this race, which would be almost a 10-second PB if he can hold on to that. So Nathan is really, really in good form here. And we have a really, really good race for the silver and bronze medals between Liam Custer, who is the Irish junior record holder in this event, and then also Jack Fleming, the Lisburn City swimmer, who also trains out in Loughborough. So there's a real, real battle on for that silver medal position between these two swimmers in lane 3 and 4. But there's no doubt that Nathan Whiffen is the class of this field. He has got almost a 25-meter lead on the two guys in second and third here, so he's going from strength to strength as he approaches the 700-meter mark. We're going to get to hear the bell now, which signals to Nathan Whiffen that he's got 2 lengths to go, and it'll be really time for him to dig in and see what he's got going. And there is the bell. Let's see what he turns in. 7:04.69, another 30 point. He's like a metronome, 30.77. Let's see if he's got anything in his legs over this last 100 meters. This is going to be some swim for Nathan. He's going to take potentially over 10 seconds off his PB, which is a fantastic swim over an 800. He's going to get close to that 8-minute mark. This is a really, really exciting swim for Nathan Whiffen. I'm sure his brother is watching this, roaring him on. Let's see what he turns in. 30.1, he picked it up on that last 50, 7:34.88. If he can swim sub 30 on this, he's going to go with maybe a 8:03, which would be a fantastic, fantastic swim. Let's go, Nathan, dig in deep here. You can see he's gone to his legs, got that 6-speed kick off the back there. Get your head down, Nathan, and see what you can do. Brilliant. 8:03.79 for Nathan Whiffen. Fantastic. That is a 10-second PB for the 22-year-old based in Loughborough. Fantastic, fantastic swimming. He's just gone from strength to strength, and it looks like Liam Custer has pulled away to get the silver medal. The Sunday Wells swimmers based in Stanford, with Jack Fleming, the Lisburn City swimmer based in Loughborough. You can see he's wearing the Loughborough hat, coming in third in 8:25.03, which is 5 seconds under his entry time. So a strong swim from him as well. Liam Custer's time is an 8:21. That's a little bit off his Irish junior record of 8:06, which he set this time last year. So he's maybe in hard training at the minute, but really, 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 there was no doubt from the start of that race. Nathan Whiffen led from start to finish, and an 8:03 is a really, really strong time. I think he's got a great chance of going sub 8 minutes long course in the summer, which we've never had anyone before. His twin brother did it last year or 2 years ago, so he's really, really chopping at Daniel's heels and is not letting him go without a fight. And that's the full complement of 10 swimmers finished now. And there's the 3 winners. As you said, Nathan Whiffen, the class of that field, 8:03.79. Really, really strong last 100 from Nathan to take the win in that and get down that 8:03. He held 30-point mids literally from the second 50 onwards, which is really, really tough to do. So that's not a junior record for Nathan Whiffen there. He's a 22-year-old. So I don't think the junior record is Liam Custer in 8:06. So there was no one under that time because Nathan's a 22-year-old. But he was actually... I think Nathan Whiffen was just outside the consideration time for the under-23 European Championships, which are going to be held here in Dublin in August. So you might be a little bit disappointed you just missed that, but that's a really strong swim to 10 seconds off your time, off your PB, a PB that was only set 3 weeks ago. Really, really shows the kind of form that he's in. So congratulations to Nathan. I know the Loughborough group are heading out to Stockholm in a few weeks, so I'm sure he'll be going over there to see if he can even improve on that time a little bit more. And that brings us nicely into our last event of the night, which is the women's 50 fly. We have 3 finals. We've got the B final up first, then we've got the junior final, then we have the A final where we've got Danielle Hill, the fastest qualifier, going up against Jenna McDougall, who is the junior record holder. Danielle Hill and Mona McSharry are both the Irish senior record holders in this event at 26.62, so should be a really, really good race. Danielle, fresh out of the pool of the 100 freestyle not so long ago. She'll have had that 800 to swim down, try and remove as much lactate as possible, and then get up and on the blocks and race that 50 fly. Before that, we have the B final. As we can see there on our screen, the girls are all coming out are out and they're ready to go. And the lineup is as follows. So we've got Alicia Dempsey from Lurgan, the 15-year-olds. We've got Victoria McLean from Trojan in lane 1. Amy Fitzpatrick from UCD in 2. Heather Fain, the dolphin swimmer, in lane 3. Rosalie Phelan from Cormorant in lane 4, the fastest qualifier in a 29.31. And in lane 5, we've got Sharon Semshi, the Sunday Wells swimmer. So she was already racing in the 100 freestyle at the start of this final session. She won her heat, or her B final at that, in a 59 point. And in lane 6, we've got Mulhall from Trojan, 7 Macabry, 8 Ross Villalon from Athlone, and 9 we've got Megan Diamond. So the splash and dash 50 fly for this women's B final. Let's look out for good underwaters here. Strong start from Sharon Semshi in lane 5. But it looks like Rosalie Phelan, the Cormorant swimmer, has got into a stroke, got into a rhythm well. In this 50 fly, it's so important to keep that low profile. This is a really tight across the 4 middle lanes here. It could be lane 3, Heather Fain, the dolphin swimmer, might just have the edge, but who's going to get the head down and get the touch? It's going to be Sharon Semshi, the Sunday Wells swimmer, in a 29.30, which is 0.2 faster than what her entry time from this morning. So that's a really, really good swim from Sharon. That was so tight across those lanes 3, 4, 5 and 6 for that B final of the 50 fly. But look at that, 0.05 between first and second here. Really tight. Sharon just got her head down, didn't breathe for that last 5 meters. It just goes to show for any junior swimmers out there how important it is to spot that wall, get your head down, and make sure you don't either take a chop stroke and finish too short or glide in. Hitting that finish on a full stroke can be the difference between winning and not getting a medal at all. You see there, 0.08 of a second between first and fourth. That's all in the finish right there, so really, really well done for the Sunday Wells swimmer Sharon Semshi to take the win and swim faster than her heat swim. So great, great performance from her as we move into this junior final now. So on the screen we can see the lineup for the junior final. We have in lane 0, we've got Eva Bailey from New Ross. In lane 1, we've got the Limerick swimmer, Leanna Ledan. In 2, we've got the Sligo swimmer, Aisling Marriott. In lane 3, we've got Molly O'Brick from Asgard. 4, Katie Kelly, the fastest swimmer. The fastest qualifier for this junior final from Shark. And in 5, we've got Izzy McGrath, the Sunday Wells swimmer. She will just have watched her teammate Sharon Semshi win the B final, so she'll be looking to emulate that. And then in lane 6, we've got Hannah Poynton, the Trojan swimmer. In 7, we've got Paige Austin Burrows. And in 8, we've got Hannah Mulhall, the 16-year-old from Trojan. And finally, in lane 9, we've got Leah Jacobs, the 14-year-old, the youngest of this field, representing Lurgan. So we've got 2 swimmers sub 30 in this junior final. Let's see if we can get anyone else under that 30-second barrier. It's a strong start from the Sunday Wells swimmer, Izzy McGrath. They obviously work really hard in their skills because she's really, really good underwaters there. But a really strong start in lane 7 as well from Paige Austin Burrows, the Larne swimmer. But here comes Katie Kelly, the Shark swimmer. She looks like she's taking the lead with 10 metres to go. Let's see if she gets her head down and gets her hand to the wall first. Who's it going to be? Oh, it's just Katie Kelly from Shark. She had a little bit of a glide there at the end, but just did enough to take the win in 29.47, which is a really, really good swim for the Shark swimmer. The 16-year-old went 29.4, which is 0.2 faster than her heat time. In second place, we had Paige Austin Burrows represent Larne in 29.57, and then in third, we had Aisling Marriott in a 29.79 from Sligo. So really, really good swimming again from those 3 girls. Fourth place was Molly O'Brick, 29.82, just 0.03 outside of a junior medal. Again, we can't emphasize enough to any junior swimmers out there. Work on those skills, work on those finishes, because they really, really are the difference between getting a medal. Maybe they're the difference between winning gold and not getting a medal at all. So really good swimming from those junior swimmers, and what an experience to get in and race in a final at these junior championships. And that brings us very nicely into this last final. We have a really, really good race in store here between Danielle Hill, 27.56. She's the joint Irish senior record holder with Mona McSharry, a time of 26.62, and the Irish junior record holder from Jenna McDougall, which she set in 2019. She went 27.07, and there was just 0.14 separating these 2 girls after the heats. Both of them are really, really strong underwaters. They got really, really good undulation, really strong underwaters. So watch for them to compete against each other at 15 metres, and then see who can hold on and get the win in this 50 fly A final and win the Irish title. So the lineup for this A final, we have in lane 0, we have Sophia Quigley, the 16-year-old from Ards, a heat time of 29.20. In lane 1, we've got Nisha Allen, the 18-year-old from Terranure. In 2, we've got Rosie Witten, the 16-year-old from Swim Belfast. We've got Alana Byrne-Atkins, in lane 3 from Banbridge. Danielle Hill, the 24-year-old from Larne, the Irish senior record holder in this event, alongside Mona McSharry. Both of them have swam at 26.62 separately. And then in lane 5, we've got Jenna McDougall, the UCD swimmer. In 6, we've got Cora Rooney, who's a backroll specialist. She's also got really, really good underwaters, so watch out for those off the start. In 7, we've Orla McAndrew from Timpelogue. In 8, Naomi Trait, another UCD swimmer. We've got teammates in lane 5 and 8. And then in lane 9, we've the 17-year-old Eliza Logan representing Banbridge Swimming Club. So, our last A final of the meet. This is the last medal of tonight's session. Who's it going to go to? I think Danielle Hill is probably the favourite. She's the fastest qualifier, but Jenna McDougall is not going to give it to her easily. So I think we've got a good race in store here. Danielle is trying to back up her 100 freestyle medal from about half an hour ago. She'll have swam down in the swim down pool, tried to flush out as much lactate as possible, got a little bit of a snack, and then is ready to go again. So exciting last race to end this session of day 3 of the Irish Open Championships. Look at that underwater from Jenna McDougall. She's still underwater. Danielle Hill popped up earlier, but it looks like Danielle Hill just has the lead at 25 metres here. Yeah, it is Danielle Hill. It looks like she's pulling away. Such a low profile. She's breathing every stroke there for a couple. Let's see her get her head down and what time she can do. Let's go, Danielle. 26.96 for Danielle Hill, the 24-year-old from Larne. That's a half a second quicker than she was this morning. Just 0.3 off her own Irish senior record. So really, really strong swimming from Danielle, backing up that 100 freestyle she did earlier on in that session. And then you got Jenna McDougall. She had a really, really strong underwaters. I know we had mentioned that before the start of the race. But Danielle just proved too strong over the second half there, pulling away, taking the win in a 26.96. Jenna McDougall's UCD in 27.67, taking the silver medal, followed by Cora Rooney, the Enniskillen swimmer, in 27.85. It just goes to show how important those underwaters are in a sprint event like the 50 fly. We saw it in the men's 100 fly earlier, Max McCusker versus Shane Ryan, both of them utilising that 15 metres off the start, and then also the same again off the turn. Any younger swimmers out there, skills pay the bills. Keep working on those underwaters, keep trying to make them as efficient as possible, as fast as possible, every day in training, because that's what these top Irish swimmers are doing on a daily basis, and it really pays dividends when you get in and you race in these big finals. So we have one more race to come tonight before we finish up on day 3 of these Irish Open Championships. We have a 50 fly for our para athletes. So the lineup, we've got 4 swimmers in this para time trial. We have Dervla Brady, the 16-year-old from Limavady. She swam a 42.11 this morning. In lane 4, we have our Paralympic champion, Ellen Keane. She's based out of this pool. She swims with the NAC club here, so she knows this pool really, really well. And in lane 5, we've got Nicole Turner, another Paralympic medalist. We've got a really, really top quality field here. And then in lane 6, we've got Shifa Brady. We already saw her racing in the 100 freestyle earlier in this session, so she's no more than Danielle Hill. She's doubling up from the 100 freestyle into the 50 fly. So let's see what these girls can do here. As we mentioned earlier, all of these girls will swim in different classifications when they go to the major internationals, so they are really racing them against the clock. We already know that Ellen and Nicole have met the minimum qualification standard for the World Para Championships, which are happening in Manchester later this year. So they're in hard training. They'll just be looking to work on their tactics, work on their execution, so that they know once they get to those championships, they are good to go and they know exactly what they're going to do. But let's see what time Ellen touches here in. She is 32.48, which is faster than her morning time of 32.69. So strong swimming there from Ellen. Nicole Turner, 37.81, which is also faster than her heat time of 38.23. And in third, we've got Dervla Brady, 42.54, which is just slightly slower than she went this morning. She was a 42.11 this morning. And then Shifa Brady, 45.4, which is again faster than this morning. So 3 of those girls moving their times on from heats to finals. As I said, they've got their sights set on the Summer Championships. They're racing. That'll be their focus, to race in Manchester. So this is just an opportunity for them to refine their race tactics. They'll all be in hard training right now. So really, really strong swimming from those 4 girls. 3 of them improving their times from heats to finals. You see Ellen and Nicole there, both representing NAC. Know this pool really well. Good friends outside the pool as well. So they've been racing alongside each other internationally and at a club level for many years at this stage. And they've got more to come with Manchester later on this summer. So that concludes our racing for today. That concludes our racing. We've had some fantastic swims from the start of this session. We had the 400 IMs for the women to start us off. And then we had the men's 50 breaststroke. We had a surprise win from Jermit Sutton. Then we had the race of the evening, the women's 100 freestyle, with Victoria Caddison taking the win just over Danielle Hill. And that was followed by the men's 100 fly, where Max McCusker took the scalp from Shane Ryan in a really, really tightly fought race. And we had 2 Irish junior records. Jack Casson in that 100 fly for men. And then we also had Grace Davison in the 100 freestyle for women. We then had the 800 freestyle just there, not too long ago. Nathan Whiffen, 803, 10-second improvement. Really, really, really strong distance swimming from Nathan Whiffen. Those Loughborough boys representing Larne, but based in Loughborough, are on a really, really positive trajectory at the minute. So really strong swimming from him. And then we've had the last event that we've just watched, the women's 50 fly, and we're going to have the presentations now for the 800 freestyle and the women's 50 butterfly. So that's us. We'll pass over to the medal presentation party to hand out the medals, and that's us for day 3 of the Irish Open Championships. We'll be back for commentary in the morning for day 4, and we look forward to seeing you all then. Good night.
The women's 50-metre breaststroke junior. So we have a bronze medal to Kira Aiken of Ards. Congratulations, Kira. Thank you very much to Joan. Silver medal to Isabel Kidney of Sunday's Well Swimming Club. Congratulations, Isabel. And a junior gold medal to Ava Jones of Portmarnock. Congratulations, Ava. Thank you, Joan. And Sarah Keane is now going to present medals to our senior ladies after photographs. So could I have Owen Cook, Neve Coyne, Mona McSharry? Thank you, girls. Well done. Thank you very much to Sarah Keane, presenting a bronze medal to Owen Cook of Limerick. Congratulations. Silver medal to Neve Coyne of National Dublin. Congratulations, Neve. And to Mona McSharry, 2023 Irish National Champion 50-metre breaststroke. Sarah presenting her gold medal. Mona also set a new Irish senior record, so that's a meet record and an Irish senior record, so 2 certificates for Mona. Thank you, ladies. Thanks very much. Thank you, Sarah. Could we have our 800 free men, if you're available, please? Juniors, Ronan Fahey, Ben Moore, and Dennis O'Brien. We are looking for Dennis O'Brien. He's normally here. Is Dennis O'Brien of National Centre Limerick available, please? Last call. Thank you, Dennis. Chop, chop. But don't trip. And after this, we'll be presenting the senior medals to Jack Fleming, Liam Custer, and Nathan Whiffen. Thank you, gentlemen. I can see you assembling. Okay, so these are our junior medalists, men's 800-metre freestyle. Sarah Keane presenting a bronze medal to Ronan Fahey of Trojan. Congratulations, Ronan. Silver to Ben Moran of Aer Lingus. Well done, Ben. And from National Centre Limerick and Limerick Swim Club, junior gold medal to Dennis O'Brien. Thank you very much to Sarah Keane for presenting these. Congratulations, gentlemen. Okay, so Joan is going to present the senior medals to our men in the 800 freestyle. So we're looking for Jack Fleming, Liam Custer, Nathan Whiffen. Jack onto 3, please. Liam, good man. Saw you coming just at the deck. Well done. Thank you, gentlemen. So Joan Hines, Swim Island Treasurer, now presenting medals to our 800 freestyle men. In bronze medal position was Mr. Jack Fleming of Lisbon City. Silver medal to Liam Custer of Sundays Well. And 2023 Irish National Champion men's 800 metre freestyle is Nathan Whiffin of Larne Swimming Club with a new Irish Championship record, and I hope that's some consolation to Nathan. Thank you, gentlemen. Our last presentation is for the 50 metre butterfly ladies. Could we have our junior medalists, Orla McAndrew, Rosie Whitten and Alana Burns-Atkin, please? Well done, boys. So Orla on 3, Rosie on 2, Alana on 1, please. Thanks, girls. Thank you to Sarah Keane for presenting these medals. So our bronze medalist is Orla McAndrew from Temple Oak Swimming Club. Silver medalist is Rosie Whitten from Swim Belfast. And junior gold medalist this evening in women's 50 metre butterfly is Alana Burns-Atkin from Banbridge. Thank you very much, Sarah, and thank you, ladies. Well done. And our last presentation this evening will be for our senior women 50 metre butterfly. Looking for Cora Rooney, Jenna McDougald, and Danielle Hill. Is Danielle available? Last call, Danielle Hill. Okay, Joan Hines, Swim Ireland treasurer, will now present senior medals to our women in the 50 metre butterfly. Cora Rooney in bronze medal position from Enniskillen. Congratulations, Cora. Silver medal to Jenna McDougald of UCD. Congratulations, Jenna. And our gold medalist and champion for 23 doesn't appear to be available, Danielle. So, okay, that completes this evening's presentations. Thank you to Joan Hines and Sarah Keane. Okay, the last thing to do is to allow our officials to depart the deck. Please put your hands together and give them a warm round of applause for their magnificent patience and excellent officiating. Thank you so much to everyone. Please give our officials a big round of applause as they leave the deck.